my summer purse. That's the haul, y'all. George planted my flower pot for me. Hello, welcome back to the vlog this week. We have been busy at home doing laundry, sorting out life one load at a time, choosing happy, and we've been taking care of Mom, getting her to appointments, getting her ready for assisted living, and then we got to go and shop for our spring flowers. This is at Needham's in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, and we love going here every year. I always take videos of it. We enjoy getting just a few plants for the house for spring and summer, and we love the dogs. I love visiting the dogs. They're just hanging out with their family while they run the business, and we actually saw a little chihuahua. Look at that beehive. I don't think there was anything in it, but kind of scared me. And then here's the chihuahua. Saw this little chihuahua, and you know I'm fond of my own chihuahua, so that one had my heart. We left happy and smiling, and we had a great time. It was just a fun little getaway for us to get out and do this. If the grandkids were here, they would have a blast. George is having a blast. You look so cute. Hey guys, welcome to the vlog this week. It is Monday, May 4th. That is right. George and I just went to pick up our spring and summer plants. We've been trying to do that for a couple of weeks. The weather has not been great just because of the cold spells that we've had. And then when we did have time, everything started happening with Mom. So we just kind of put everything off. Last week we rested and kind of caught up on a few things. This week basically is, I'm just calling it preparation week because we are preparing Mom to go to assisted living. I will say that they did call me from Centennial today. They called Mom as well, and we found out that she is approved for the TAVR, where they put the valve inside her other replacement valve. But based on all the things that happened in the hospital and with her arm, that cuff that made her bruised from, you know, her hands all the way up to her armpit, she basically just made the decision that she was not going to be poked and prodded anymore. That was so invasive to her and so uncomfortable that she just didn't want to go through it. Her decision, but they talked with me about it too. But this week we do need to plant those flowers and get those in the ground at some point. I don't know how. This is just a really busy week. Tomorrow, Mom has her tour through assisted living so that it will give her an idea, depth of perception, and she can actually see the place with her own eyes and be able to tell what room she has and let her get a vision for what she wants to take and what she can't take. That will help her a whole lot. I may have given her the impression that it was a mansion because I do think that the living area is longer than her own, and I do think that her bedroom is longer than her own. It probably made it sound like the place was just going to be huge. I didn't mean for that to happen. I was just excited, and that was my reaction. And we'll see how she feels after she sees it for herself, because I certainly was not trying to exaggerate this situation. I know she's planning on taking crystal bowls and maybe some furniture that might not be necessary to the cause, and it's up to her. She can take whatever she wants to take that will fit and not trip her. And I don't know what their rules are. I mean, hopefully we'll learn more tomorrow as to what they can and cannot take. I know that she's not going to need all of her crystal bowls. She's not going to be cooking or anything like that, but she really is attached to her glassware, and she is, I'm sure, proud of them and wanting to, let the world see them because they're conversation pieces, perhaps. I wouldn't know what to say about them, but I don't know. We'll let her decide if she thinks she has room for them. I don't know that I've ever heard of anyone having crystal bowls in their assisted living place, but I guess you can. I mean, maybe that's her knickknack that she loves. For me, it would probably be teddy bears and greenery, green flowers. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Sailboats. I don't know. I wouldn't be taking a crystal bowl if it were me, but we're different, and that's her thing. So we are going to go to the doctor on Wednesday, and he has to fill out paperwork for her for assisted living. They have to have a list of her medicines that the doc signs off on. She has to be present, and they have to fill out all those papers for her as far as her medical history. It's gonna be a wild one from here on out, so let's just hang on to something. Here we go. Hey guys, it is Tuesday, and today's the day we take Mom to see her place for the first time. I hope it goes well. I hope she likes it. I hope she remembers that it needs to be remodeled and somebody else is living there right now. But the place has already called us today to make sure that we are going to be there and at the right time, because we have to go while the person that's living there is at lunch so that they're not upset or feeling hurried out, or, all of that, because that person is moving to memory care. That tells me that the person has not moved yet and the remodeling has not started occurring. So we still have a little bit of time before we move in. I have a few things to do today. I've been editing a video and got ready. Kind of did my little morning coffee routine. I did a little miniature Devo today. I can't do the big long one today. Any day I go out, I usually can't do the big long one. So I do have a bill to pay for Mom and then some laundry to finish up folding. That's probably going to be all we're going to get done today. We are going to go out to eat afterwards. And let's enjoy this day. It's supposed to rain later and storm tonight, but they're not supposed to be severe, thank goodness. I've prayed early in the year, even in like January and February, I prayed that we wouldn't have really bad storms this year. So let's get out the door. It is time to go. I'm really excited for her to see the place, and I really hope she likes it. She's darn near got the biggest assisted living room complex of anywhere I know of in Middle Tennessee. I don't know if that's true or not, but she lucked out. She got what she asked for. So let's see how she likes it. Okay, guys, I did show you all videos last week, but I did do some snapshots, mainly for Mom, so that when we're trying to place furniture, we can remember the space without having to watch a video. But keep in mind, this needs to be remodeled. It's going to get new flooring, it is going to get new paint, and it's going to have new cabinets. So it's going to look like a completely new place. Her bedroom is just really big, and I know I said I made it sound like a mansion, but honestly, it's bigger than hers at home. George did a lot of measuring, so I did get a few videos of that, and we're just trying to get an idea of where she can tuck little pieces of furniture here and there. So we'll see what happens. Mom thinks she has a table that will fit here, but we know that it's not going to work. It's too big. The space is too small. But we'll figure it out. And I was thankful to have George there to get some measurements for me. Hey guys, We are home now from Mom's big day out. She got to see the place and she basically said, well, I think it's going to be a nice place. They did tell her that she had the biggest room in the place, which put a big, huge smile on her face. If you know, you know. She got what she wanted. Her first floor, huge apartment, which literally her bedroom in the new place is bigger than the one in her house, because those little villas had pretty small bedrooms, and her living area is probably about the same. But we had a good day. They did her assessment, which just consisted of a few questions. They asked her who the president was. They asked her what all she was able to do at home. Could she shower? They actually watched us come in. I think they watched us get out of the car. I think they were curious to see what kind of help she needed there. Maybe they were looking at something else. I don't know, but they were there when we came in. So they basically told us she was going to be a lower level of care. They didn't really say for certain. She got to see the dining room, and she wasn't really interested in going upstairs to see the activity room, which should tell you a lot. She likes to be alone, I guess you could put it. But guess what? The roommate across the room from her neighbor, is also from Colombia, and her name is Peggy. That was just really interesting. I mean, it's just a God thing. It's like her neighbor is from her hometown. They are just going to have so much fun chatting. And they didn't know each other when they met. They met in the hallway. It was determined because Mom said, where are you from? And she said, Colombia. And she's like, oh, I am too. So that's Columbia, Tennessee. So that was really special. I mean, that was really special. So she's got a friend right next door, right off the bat. They also gave her TB shot. Our plans are having to change around this week because 2 days from now on Thursday, I have to go take a picture of the TB test to see if there's a skin reaction, and then I have to send it to the contact so they can make sure she doesn't have TB. So yeah, the week is changing about a little bit, and that's okay. I mean, you know, we're retired. We can be a little bit flexible, and the day George and I were going to have is just not really important. I mean, we put off a lot of things in the last 2 weeks that we wanted to do. You know, we'll do them eventually, hopefully. None of them are really important. I was going to talk to you guys while I folded laundry, but I'm not very much of a multitasker. I just really like to focus on one thing. I was trying to be somewhat productive since I am having a busy week. Everything went well today. We did get some measurements of her room, and we still don't have a move-in date. It's all coming together. We were able to, you know, ask a few questions that she was worried about. You know, can we eat with her? And we figured we could. It's about $5 or something like that. They add it to her bill if we come and eat. So, you know, if we do that, we'll pay her, I guess. She does want us to come eat with her, especially on some Sundays or whatever. So we won't do it all the time. Like, I don't want to be a problem or anything like that. And we can still bring her meals in some and all that, but I don't know, it was just a good day. It was good for her to see the place. We went to lunch and had lunch at Jonathan's, and that was really good. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to finish getting the laundry done. I just got a whole list of stuff that I need to do in my office. Mom's financial analysis for the month of April. I need to close out that. It's just all the money coming in, all the money coming out, and seeing where there's any deficits or any problems, and just like to close each month out and make sure, this needs to hang, and make sure that, you know, everything went okay. So I'm rambling, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. So this week we are just definitely getting mom prepped for assisted living. So it's been a pretty interesting process, and tomorrow we will go and see the doctor, and he will sign off on her meds and all of that. So it's progressing. They're still thinking end of May. I said, oh, it might actually be June, and she said, no, it'll be May. So that was reassuring. That's just a couple more weeks. All right, see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it is Wednesday now, and I'm about to leave for a signing meeting with the assisted living place. It's time to sign all the papers. I filled the papers out a week or two ago, but as far as turning them in, there is an official meeting and going through all the paperwork, and it's like an orientation, I guess. We decided not to do it yesterday with mom because it takes like an hour and a half to go through everything, and she said it may not take that long since I've actually completed a lot of it. So I'm going to go do that today, and if I need to bring mom abreast of anything, of course, I can do that without having to make her sign everything. I have power of attorney, so that's made it a lot easier for her in cases like this where she doesn't have to sit for an hour and a half. And then we're going to go and meet with the doctor today because the doctor has to sign paperwork on her meds so that the assisted living facility can actually order her meds through there. But, they have to have his sign off. All right, let's go make the best of this day. Okay, guys, I kind of thought this was funny. I don't really know who this person is. My guess is they're selling something. They had a brochure in their hands, but they take note of Little Bit, and when Little Bit comes out of his box here, watch him turn from confident to, I'm getting out of here. I thought that was so funny. Hey, guys, it is a cloudy day today, and it's a little cooler. It is 60 right now. I had the AC on in here. I've since turned it off. I did want to explain a little bit about the meeting that I just had with assisted living because I'm trying to take you guys along for the process so you know what to expect in the event that you are needing to go through this. This meeting was the signing of all the paperwork, and it's very similar to a combination of things. It's similar to a new hire orientation. It is similar to a rental agreement because it is actually that. And, you're renting the apartment. You're also doing medical paperwork, and you're signing a lot of things that you're aware of, the rules and regulations and HIPAA, and it was a lot. Matter of fact, it was very similar to closing a house in a way, but yet it's different. They do need a copy of her driver's license and social, which I have to bring that back. There is a rental fee for the room itself for her floor plan. She has the best floor plan in the place. She also has to pay for a level of care. That starts at $400 for this facility, which I think is pretty good. And I did have to make a decision on what type of lease. I went for the 12-month lease because it was cheaper that way instead of month to month. And they did have a clause in there that if you gave them 30 days or if someone deceases, then you don't have to pay beyond that 30-day notice. They recommended that. They do an assessment of her. They did one yesterday when they met mom, which they just asked medical questions, asked her about her level of being able to do things, and just, watched her walk and, things like that. So they put her at a level 1, which was good. They will assess her again in 30 days, and then they will do quarterly assessments from there. We talked about her cable. Cable is $30 a month, but they have free Wi-Fi. So streaming, now this is a lot of these things are different according to what type of assisted living you visit. You know, they're all going to be different in some of these cases, but Mom can stream, and I think she has a streaming device. They don't have direct TV in there, but if she's got Wi-Fi, I think she can stream. So we're going to have to check into all that. She's going to want to have Hallmark Channel, I can tell you that right now. So I need to talk to her about that. And these are all the things on the list that I need to remember to either remember myself, or tell her. And so I'm telling you guys, the residents can't have cash. Well, the agency does not want to be responsible for the cash, because cash is lost, and then the resident thinks it's been stolen, and they don't want to invite anyone to steal anything. So they just say, we don't recommend cash. They can use a personal card, like a prepaid card, or she said, you know, she can use her regular credit card if you want. So I need to talk to Mom about that. Renter insurance, anything of value she's going to have in her room, I have to go in and add to their piece of paper so that it's covered, anything of value. But I probably need to have renter insurance just for a certain amount. I guess I will talk to her about that. That's what that was like. And I'm going to get Mom, and we're going to go eat and talk and have a good rest of the day. One can hope. My hair is kind of, I don't know. I wanted the wavy look today, so I don't know. There's a fine line between wavy and looking scraggly. Let's go eat. I have no idea where we're going to go eat. I kind of have an idea of what we might do. I got to go get her. I just barely got a picture of this, but look at these birds on the top of this house. I'm like, what is going on? There must have been something dead around, but that was so strange. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in and say that we had a pretty good day out today. We did have to wait in the doctor's office for a little bit, and the doctor was kind of surprised at how much there was to complete, but he just kind of giggled and quickly completed it. I was very proud of him. He got through it. They were very busy in the doctor's office, but there were some very specific medical questions that I had to discuss with Mom over lunch before we got there, so that I knew what her wishes were. Pretty much most of the papers I signed as her power of attorney, so she didn't have to go through all that. But on these medical questions, it's almost kind of like a living will. I mean, we already do have medical power of attorney and also financial power of attorney filled out, and the assisted living place has that information. But we did have to answer some very specific health questions, like if they go in the room and she doesn't have a pulse or a heartbeat, does she want to be resuscitated or not? And if she does have a pulse and is breathing, how much care does she want? You know, and so she picked wise decisions, I think, on all of the questions. It also asks questions about a feeding tube. Do you want to have a feeding tube for a long period of time, or do you want a trial period, or none at all? You know, so those were the types of questions as to, at this point in your life, if this is happening, how do you want your treatment to be handled? So I think she picked well in her answers. That I did, let her choose. Even though I signed it, she did choose, and I had to actually say if she was choosing it or if I was choosing it or whatever. And I put on there she was choosing it. And the doctor had to sign off on that, so as a witness or whatever. But so the day went really well, and so tomorrow I need to go and read her TB test, and I need to take the doctor's papers to assisted living. And then she does not want a new recliner now. She kept saying it was broken, but we couldn't figure out anything broken with it. I don't know what the deal was, but she's decided now to just stick with the recliner as is, and she did not want to go looking for a table yet. She's not worried about the table. And honestly, she will mostly just be snacking in her room, and she will get a table. It has to be a smaller table, and we don't have anything here that we can let her have, but we'll just have to find one that will work. She often just takes a tray to her recliner and eats a full meal in her recliner. So if she eats a full meal in her recliner, she's going to eat a snack in her recliner. So kind of the big issues now are, when are we going to get to move in? Once we know the exact move-in date, we can start, to move her in. But next week I'm going to go and pack the red birds that she wants to take, her glassware there, and all the glassware in the corner, because that is something that we can do. She wants to take those things, definitely. And I think she has room for those. I can, that's something that I can do is go ahead and wrap those things up. Everything else is just kind of basic needs. And she's going to need her towels and cosmetics and snacks and, all that kind of stuff at her place until it's time to move. So you can't really pack any of that stuff up yet. But yeah, I can go ahead and order paper, have that come in so that we can have something to wrap. There's no newspapers anymore. We used to have newspapers, sacks, who knows? I don't have any of that stuff anymore. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I have some plants that I need to plant, and I'm going to do that tomorrow. At least they got rain last night, but we went to buy plants earlier in the week and I haven't had time to plant them. Mom is so excited about this move, and I'm so glad. There was one little glitch today about the doctor, and I do want to discuss that because the assisted living place really suggested that we have the assisted living doctor that's on staff there. Well, he's there every Tuesday, I think. And so they really wanted her to choose him as a primary care physician, to which I had said okay, because that way they would be able to treat her on site. If she broke a bone, they can do the x-rays there. Without having to transport. They can, if she gets the flu or a urinary tract infection and there's snow on the ground, we don't have to come and get her and take her out to the doctor. They can just see her there. But Mom really wanted to hold on to her current doctor as a primary care. So I had to put in a call to see if that was allowed. They still strongly encouraged that she allow him to be able to see her. So she needs to have a checkup with him and get in his records, because he cannot see her if she doesn't. So I don't know how all that's going to work out. I think it's just a matter of, it's hard to let go of what you're used to, and she really likes her doctor. He's really nice. He's been very helpful to her. He explains a lot to her. He's listened to her. And, I think this other doctor is going to be a good one too, because everyone raves over him. So it's probably gonna be winter and snow on the ground, and she's not gonna feel good, and then she's gonna say, oh, I like this doctor that's in-house because I don't have to get out when I'm not feeling good. But, sometimes she has to make those decisions. I don't mind taking her where she wants to go. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm okay with either. I just don't want her to not be able to get care there if she needs it. And so I was like, can't she just have the best of both worlds? And I think we agreed on all that. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out, huh? And I know this video is getting long, but I'm trying to make it as informative as I can. So we're going to keep the vlog open for another day. Maybe I'll get my flowers planted and I can show you that. And then I do have some errands that I need to run tomorrow. Then we got Mother's Day weekend. That's probably going to kick off the next vlog. Mom wants crab legs for Mother's Day. So we're going to do a crab leg bake thing over at her house. For me, Friday night, we're going to go get pizza. I have a pizza place that I've been wanting to go, and I've been wanting to go for about a year. And George loves pizza too, so we're just going to do that. George is gone to go get Dexter, and I have a lot to do in the house that I didn't get to do today. Working on the video, finishing up laundry, working on some things I have to do for Mom, and just getting my head on straight for everything that's going on. See you tomorrow. Hey guys, I'm at Mom's, and I'm in her second bedroom back here, and you just happen to be right behind her little statue here. You're propped up on some little reindeer dish. Yeah, Mom is a big Gone with the Wind fan, so she's got Rit and, I hope I'm getting their names right, Scarlett. She's got all these little statues and everything, but I had to come read her TB test, take a picture of it from where they did her test, and everything looked fine. So got that scanned back over to assisted living, and I was really bad because I stopped and got Captain D's for us, and we really like the fish and chicken dinner because it's the best of both worlds. With that chicken dipped in the sweet and sour sauce, it's just lovely. We haven't had that in so long. Captain D's alone makes us think of all these memories, because when I was a kid, we went to Captain D's at least once a week, usually before church on Wednesday night, sometimes on Sunday after church. It was just a big thing. We always loved the fried okra. We had a dog that we would save our hush puppies. Everybody would eat one hush puppy and save the other one for our poodle, whose name was Brandy, and she would go under the covers with it. And Mom and Dad would find where she had eaten the crust and hid the inside of the hush puppy at their feet. So they would get in bed, put their feet under the covers, and find hush puppies with their feet. It was so fun. Anyway, I have to drop papers off to the assisted living, and then I got to go home and do a thumbnail and do my description for the video and timestamps and schedule it. Lots going on, but we're getting it done. I don't know if any of you all were big Gone with the Wind people, but yeah, my mom was, and this whole room is dedicated to Gone with the Wind. Let me show you this big print she's got. Yeah, look at that. I'm not a big Gone with the Wind fan, but she is. So she's got a whole bedroom back there, Gone with the Wind stuff. You want to say hi or no? Okay. She agreed to say hi. I wasn't sure she was going to let me. All right, I got to get my stuff and get out of here. George planted my flower pot for me.
What a great guy.
Yeah,
He's
I
awesome.
haven't had time. I've been taking care of Mom and doing the YouTube and trying to get laundry done. And anyway, it looks really nice. This was what ChatGPT suggested, and we're questioning it though, because like this big plant alone is really supposed to be in a big planter. And anyway, that's what he suggested. So Little Bits Christmas box is still there. He lives inside there. We need to change the paper now that it's summer, but we're still going to decorate it. It just needs to be redecorated. There's the little guy. You can't see him. I'll get a better shot. Okay, here is the other one that he planted for me. The pots are just alike.
I'll open the door for you.
We planted those. And we planted those. So here's Little Bit's box. It's hilarious. He sits on top of it, so he's scratched it, and so we definitely need to take the Christmas paper off of it and put probably some kind of floral thing, which I just bought some pretty floral paper. Maybe we'll use that. Little Bit is begging to go in. Little Bit, come here. little bit. I think he's kind of going deaf. He's 18. Hey, hey, little buddy. Are you doing okay? Sweetheart, I don't think you can hear much anymore. I changed to my summer purse. One of my summer purses. I just wanted something different. I have no idea what that says. I think it's French. I hope it doesn't say anything bad. Oh, good morning. It is Friday morning and we're gonna do a little Costco run. We have been kind of busy and on the go all week, but I'm kind of still keeping up with things, but barely. I am looking forward to having the rest of the day and tomorrow at home. So let's get this Costco haul done. I always enjoy it. I always look to see if they have anything new. And then we have our old favorites, and we'll do a little Costco haul when we get home. That's all I got for you this morning. The day's trying to happen a little faster than I wanted to. But it's 9:40. So yeah, we had to hurry, get showers, and get out the door. Okay, we're back, and here is the haul. Gonna go through it as quickly as I can. All right, we got crab legs because we're gonna do those at Mom's. They were $53.01. What is it? How many pounds? 3 pounds? 3 pounds. All right, George can put them in the fridge. We're gonna do flounder next. You guys, when I've been showing what George has been fixing for dinner, this has been it. So it tastes really good. Okay, dog. Get it in the freezer. All right, let's go. I have 2 sweet kale chopped kits that come together. So if you buy one, you gotta buy 2. And one is for me today, and the other one we will have with the crab legs. I use these milks, the little individual ones, and this lasts about 6 months for me, using it for cereal or whatever. We got Starbucks. It is a 4-pack Sumatra, Cafe Verona, espresso roast, and Italian roast. We have mushrooms, lemons, that'll be used on the crab legs and in tea. We get this every time we go. It is a huge salad for $11, and as you can see, it's filled with goodness: kale, greens, chickpeas, onions,
Bulgur wheat.
George got some peanuts and Kalamata olives. He likes to snack on those. Chicken Florentine, that just looked really good. Bacon, it was a pretty good deal. I forgot what the price was, but there's 4 packs of bacon in here. I think it made it like 4 something or 5 something a pack. Less salt.
Please. The bacon?
Yeah. Palmetto cheese. Vidalia onions are out. These taste good roasted in the oven by themselves even. So we always get Vidalia as long as they still have them, so it'll be out most of the summer. Campari, we love these. They're half the price of a regular grocery store price. You usually only get half for the same price that you get at Costco. So Rayo's homemade spaghetti sauce. We're running low on spaghetti sauce. Makes me nervous. Also, running low on all the different kinds of pasta. We have 3 different kinds of pasta. There's 6 packs. Honestly, forgot the price. It wasn't very bad at all though. And this will last us freaking forever, like probably 2 years. Not joking, because I have a lot of spaghetti and I usually use spaghetti, but these are really good to hold those sauces when you have a specialty sauce, like if you're making butter and wine and a lemony sauce or a mushroom sauce. Your white sauces do really well holding the flavor in. All right, lots of wine this trip. Malbec from Argentina, Cabernet, Côtes de Provence, Rosé. I like my Pinot Noir. I thought I would try the Kirkland brand. Napa Valley was very inexpensive. Chablis. We have corn. I always get the Wagyu. You know, this will last us a month or so. So we got that. Dinner Franks. George wanted to get these. These are actually the hot dogs that they serve at their little cafe in Costco. I don't know how we're gonna eat all these. But anyway, George wanted those. Sourdough pizza starter kit. We bought these the first time we went, I think.
$10 for 3 pizzas.
Yeah, $10 makes 3 pizzas, and they're really, really good too. And not bad because it's sourdough, so that's good. That's the haul, y'all. Okay, so the rest of the day, I'm gonna be kind of doing some things on my computer and catching up on some things that I'm behind on. I got to do some things for YouTube. I got to do some things for Mom. I forget what all is on the list, but I made a mental note of like, yeah, I'm going to be in my office all day doing paperwork and computer work and YouTube stuff. And George is going to be mowing.
And playing Frisbee.
Ah, he's going to play Frisbee too.
Nice. So I'm going to go play Frisbee and then come back.
All right, so I'm going to put the rest of this stuff up and do my little office work today, and then we're going to go out for pizza tonight because that is my Mother's Day wish, and I get a Mother's Day meal out of my choice.
And I get pizza.
And I've been wanting to go to this little pizza place, and George loves pizza too, so we're going to enjoy that. So I'm going to have my salad for lunch. That'll make me feel okay to have pizza tonight. So we'll end the video off with pizza. Thanks everyone for watching the video and for putting up with all of the chatty vlog during our transition here with Mom. There's going to be several weeks to go in getting her moved, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a like. It kind of helps push it along, as does your comments. I love our community and I love chatting with you guys, especially in the first couple of days when a video comes out. So we'll see you next week. We are diving in. See you then, guys. Bye now.